Hi friends, welcome to AudiVation, the world of audio and motivation. Today, let me take you on a journey through the chaos of our modern world and how we can find peace within it. Imagine this. Every day, information comes at you like a fire hose. Emails, text messages, notifications, breaking news, to-do lists, it never stops. And here we are, trying to keep it all together. It's exhausting, isn't it? Daniel Levitin's book, The Organized Mind, feels like a lifeboat in this storm. It's not just a book, it's a roadmap to clarity, to finding a way through the noise. Let me share with you what I learned from it. Levitin begins by acknowledging something we all feel but rarely articulate. Our brains weren't built for this. The human brain is an extraordinary organ, he says, but it's not built for the modern age. Think about it. Our ancestors lived in simpler times. Their brains were tuned to handle immediate threats and limited choices, not the endless stream of decisions we face today. Passwords, schedules, emails, notifications. No wonder we feel overwhelmed. And yet, Levitin offers hope. He shows us that we don't have to let the chaos win. The first lesson he shares is a game changer. You don't have to do it all in your head. In fact, you shouldn't. He says, the key to managing information overload is to get information out of your head and into the world. When I read that, it was like a light bulb went off. Why was I trying to keep everything in my brain? Levitin suggests using external systems, notebooks, to-do lists, apps, to hold the information for us. And here's the best part. When you write things down, you're not just organizing tasks, you're freeing up mental space to focus on what really matters. I remember trying this for the first time. I sat down with a blank notebook, scribbled everything that was weighing on my mind, work deadlines, family obligations, weekend plans. And when I was done, I felt something I hadn't in a long time. Relief. It was as if my brain, which had been running on overdrive, finally had permission to slow down. That notebook became my lifeline, and to this day, I still use it to unload my thoughts when life feels overwhelming. He gives a great example of how our brains work. Did you know that your working memory can only hold about 4 pieces of information at a time? 4. That's it. Imagine trying to juggle a grocery list, a work deadline, an appointment, and your friend's birthday all at once. It's no wonder things slip through the cracks. But when you externalize that memory, when you write it down, you're giving your brain a break. It's like setting down a heavy bag you've been carrying for miles. But organization isn't just about writing things down. It's about how we structure our lives. Levitin explains that our brains love categories. Think about your closet for a moment. Isn't it easier to find your favorite shirt if you've grouped all the shirts together? That's categorization at work. He talks about chunking, breaking information into meaningful groups. It's why we memorize phone numbers in chunks, like 123-456-7890, instead of as a long string of digits. And this isn't just for numbers. You can chunk your tasks, your priorities, even your thoughts. It's a way of giving your brain a little order in the chaos. Here's a personal story. I used to feel paralyzed by my to-do list. It was this sprawling mess of random tasks, all jumbled together. But then I tried chunking. I made categories: work, home, personal. Suddenly, the list didn't feel so overwhelming. It was like turning a cluttered drawer into neat compartments. And you know what? That sense of control carried over into my mood. I felt calmer, more in charge. Then there's decision fatigue. Have you felt it? That moment at the end of the day when even deciding what to have for dinner feels impossible? Levitin explains it so well. Every decision we make, he says, uses up a little bit of our brain's energy. By evening, we're drained. This is why some of the most successful people minimize their decisions. Take Steve Jobs, for example. He wore the same style of clothes every day. It wasn't about fashion. It was about saving mental energy for the decisions that really mattered. I started doing something similar, planning my meals for the week. And it's amazing how much lighter my mind feels. One of my favorite experiments was limiting my choices for breakfast. I picked 2 options, smoothies or oatmeal, and stuck with them for weeks. It sounds small, but it was transformative. That one less decision freed up energy I didn't even realize I was wasting. It's incredible how much clarity you gain by simplifying. And oh, the myth of multitasking. We've all tried it, right? Checking emails while on a Zoom call, scrolling social media while watching TV. Levitin pulls no punches here. Multitasking is not a skill to be proud of. It's a way to make yourself less efficient. What we call multitasking is actually task switching, and every switch drains our energy. So I tried something new, focusing on one thing at a time. It's harder than it sounds, but the results are incredible. You get more done, and you do it better. I remember a day at work when I decided to test this. I turned off my email notifications, put my phone in another room, and spent 2 hours focused solely on writing. The difference was staggering. Not only did I finish faster, but the quality of my work was noticeably better. It was a reminder that our brains thrive on single tasking. Levitin also talks about the spaces we live and work in. Everything should have a home, he says. I love that. When your keys have a spot, when your papers are organized, when your thoughts have a structure, life feels easier. Clutter isn't just physical, it's mental. Clearing your space clears your mind. I saw this firsthand when I tackled my desk. It was a mess. Papers everywhere, random pens, coffee mugs. One weekend, I decided to declutter. I set up a filing system, got rid of what I didn't need, and gave everything a designated spot. The next Monday, sitting at that clean desk, I felt an unexpected sense of calm. It was like my mind had been decluttered along with my workspace. And then there's technology. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? On one hand, it helps us stay connected and organized. On the other, it distracts us endlessly. Levitin advises us to use technology wisely, turn off notifications, set boundaries for screen time, and only use apps that genuinely help you. I started silencing my phone during work hours, and it's amazing how much more focused I feel. Finally, one of the most beautiful lessons in the book is about rest. Levitin writes, "Some of the greatest insights come when we're not focused on solving a problem." Isn't that true? Some of my best ideas have come while I was walking, or meditating, or just staring out the window. Our brains need downtime. Rest isn't wasted time, it's essential time. I'll never forget a walk I took last year. I had been wrestling with a work issue for days, feeling stuck. But as I strolled through the park, not thinking about anything in particular, the solution just came to me. It was a powerful reminder that our minds need space to wander and breathe. So, what does an organized mind really mean? It's not about being perfect. It's not about having a Pinterest-worthy planner or a spotless desk. It's about creating systems that work for you. It's about freeing up your mental energy so you can focus on what truly matters. Start small. Write down your to-do list. Declutter one corner of your desk. Turn off those notifications. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. You don't have to do it all. Levitin's book isn't just a manual, it's a mindset. It's about reclaiming your time, your brain, and your peace. As he says, an organized life is a calmer, happier life. And honestly, who doesn't want that? As we come to the end of The Organized Mind, let's take a moment to reflect on the gift this book offers, a blueprint for finding clarity in the chaos of modern life. Imagine, just for a second, how it would feel to reclaim your focus, to no longer be at the mercy of endless distractions, and to truly be present for the moments that matter. This book isn't just about organizing your work or decluttering your mind. It's about creating space for what really matters: your passions, your relationships, your dreams. Life today moves fast, often too fast, and it's easy to feel swept away. But you have the power to take control. As Daniel Levitin reminds us, it starts with simple, intentional choices. Small changes that lead to profound transformations. Whether it's writing things down, embracing structured decision-making, or learning to say no when it counts, these habits are your tools for living with purpose. So, let this book be your wake-up call. Your mind is your most valuable asset, and taking care of it is not just a task, it's an act of self-love. Don't just let life happen to you. Take the reins. Be deliberate in what you let into your life and your mind. And most importantly, don't forget why you're organizing your life in the first place, so you can make room for the things and people that bring you joy, meaning, and fulfillment. You've got this. The path to an organized mind is the path to a life lived on your terms. Start small, and let this be the beginning of a more satisfying journey. Because you deserve it. Stay well, my friend.